What's up guys, it's Paraly5er here. Today we're going to do a final grounded base tour. This is a base that I've made on a world with the wonderful, the amazing Emmy, who is joining us today.
Hi.
And we're going to show you around our base. This is the final, the finished product. And majority of this was built by Emmy. I built a couple of things here and there, but nothing too crazy. But I know a lot of people like seeing different people's bases, and they want to see our base and see everything shown off, so for one of the final times we're playing this world, we might as well show off everything that we've built. This world is now on 516 days played, and that's in about the last 6 months that we've played those 500 days. West side, we have no lives, but it's fine. And we're going to show it all off here today. Let's get into it. Starting with one of my builds, though. We have the wonderful sap farm over here. I built this one. There's a bunch of paths and a bunch of sap collectors, and we use this for all our sap, for all our builds. I think there's 30 sap collectors in total, 20 around that bit, and then 10 on that bit, and then there's paths connecting them all up. So 150 sap in total. It's a pretty basic farm, it's nothing too crazy, but it gets the job done, you know, gets us all the sap we ever need.
It looks nice, and it also acts as a distraction for all of our raids.
True, every time we get raided, all the raids, they always attack the sap farm, and it gets destroyed, and it makes me very sad. But at least it protects our house.
Yeah, and it's easy enough to rebuild.
Agreed. Speaking of things that protect our house, this juice hut has been destroyed about 27 different times. This is one of Emmy's builds. You're more than welcome to go ahead and explain how it works.
You just put a water thing down, and it catches the juice. As you can see, it's overflowing.
We're just so rich in juice.
Yeah, we are rich in juice. And then, yeah, you just make it look nice, I guess. It used to have, like, little lights and stuff, but this thing has been destroyed so much that, like, I just stopped caring.
Yeah, literally. It just gets attacked every time, just like the sap collectors, unfortunately. Let's start, before we go into the main house, let's start with this little thing here. You built this as well.
This is for the baby ants, the pets. They pretty much just stay in their houses, which is nice.
Agreed. This was 1.4 released. We built this little place. And by we, I mean Emmy. And we have all the little pet ants in here with all the little hats on. Just to collect them all, you know. We gotta collect everything. That's one of the main rules. And it's a very cute little area. They don't really get to leave. They kind of just stay in here all the time, so.
It was part of the main house, but I couldn't deal with their little ant noises anymore, so
they got relegated.
Moved them far away. They did, yeah.
Here we have a beautiful, lovely bridge that goes across to the main part of the base. It's very, very nice, very beautiful. At night, the little firefly lamps light up, and this is a pretty common theme. The way that Emmy builds throughout the world is very similar to this, with the bridges and the firefly lamps and all that kind of stuff. You'll see that quite a lot on this world. And then we have this mushroom over here. It's a very cool looking mushroom. I love the little like design around it with the mushroom bricks. It hides like the planter box, and it looks very nice. Little sniffer weevil on top. There's a little hidden chest in the mushroom as well. But you're not supposed to look. Look away, look away. Everybody look away. Okay, no peeking. And then underneath the bridge right here, there's a teleporter. Because we have an odd number of teleporters, because we always carry one on us each, which means there's always one in the base that links for both of our teleporters, which leaves one spare. And we put it in here because it keeps pulling from our chests every time we place it down, or it keeps pulling for me anyway. The game's broken. There's a lot of things broken right now, and that's one of them, so we just put a random teleporter under here. You can't get under here, you can't teleport to it, it's on channel 100, and it just sits here for no one to ever use it, because it is just useless. We just don't want it in the way, interfering, so it's stuck there forever. Then we have the wonderful Mant statue, again, using this little mushroom brick circular thing to, like, hide the base of the statue, and give it sort of a unique look. And on the left, we have the Yoked Girth statue as well, who we've kept his base because it's a bit smaller, it's harder to hide, but another beautiful looking statue.
I just wanted them to be the same height. That's why I sunk this guy underneath. I know his knees are kind of like cut off, but I wanted him and his like little antennas to like ultimately be like similar height to this one here, so that it looks pleasing to the eye.
You definitely did a good job of that, for sure. And you have like a little chandelier above the entrance as well, which is very cute. Nice and pink.
You liked that. I think that's why I put it there. But I like the pink.
Yes, I like the pink too. And we have B-Rug. Can't forget B-Rug.
B-Rug.
and our repair tool that we never use.
I use this all the time. Are you kidding?
We have the handy nut. We never use it.
Oh, well, I used to. I still do.
That's fair.
Maybe I should stop. I always forget about the handy nut.
There's a little decoration area here with the Weevil statue and the water fountain that we use every day. This is infinite water, obviously, so we just drink out of this whenever we are thirsty. It's nice and easy to get to. And then we have our little chests over here. So we have a chest for each of us for our personal items. Whatever we feel like throwing in here. There's a bunch of different rubbish in here that I either never use or get to rarely used and pulled out of this chest. Some of it is just old stuff that we want to keep. Some of it's stuff we use from time to time. A lot of our boss trinkets are in here as well. We have some insanely good trinkets just chilling in here. You guys are more than welcome to pause the video if you want to see the different stuff we have in our inventory. We farmed probably for hundreds of hours to get some of this stuff. Reloads for like days on end just to get like these items. It was pretty ridiculous. And we have a dedupe chest. This is where we put everything that we want to get rid of. So that we can take it whenever it starts filling up. And we have tier 4 weapons. These are kind of just things that we keep that are like pretty good weapons, but we don't know if we want to upgrade them or we like aren't fully committed to upgrading them. So we keep them in this chest right here. I think that's pretty much it for the outside of the house. There might be one more thing back here. Oh yes, Dr. Wendell Tully and his wrinkly ugly face. And the couple of jerky racks when we need berry leather and pupa leather. Okay, so this is the main like hub, I guess, of the house where everything goes down. We've got a beautiful storage room right here. Everything is nice and organized. I'm not going to go through every chest, but most of them are kind of full. And we have a lot of resources, to say the least. A lot of fusion crystals to spare. And yeah, we're rich on everything. As always, Emmy designed all of this. We have a wonderful couple of sign sets right here. We've got a beautiful little scarab as well. And a couple of weapons on display. We got our meals, all our different meals in our fridges. They're sorted tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. And then we have a couple of other fridges for cooked and raw meat. We have all the different equipment stations that we need for crafting everything. And anything you could ever need. Ovens for making globs, the sausager, koi statue. Okay, so we have a few more things on display here. This is all the rotten gear. And then once we get upstairs, a few more displays with some armor and some other goodies that are just kind of laying around. We have a hot tub where we can chill.
Yeah.
Nice and warm. And we have our bed and our bedroom with all of our collection of gravestones because we got to collect every item.
Why?
We have to have every item. That's the rules. The rules are we need every item.
He makes us kill our children, okay? This is my cry for help.
Okay, you could actually kill them on medium before. I think some of these died of natural causes. I think the ant is the only one I actually killed, okay? And then we have a bunch of old weapons and stuff up here that we don't use as much, as well as all of the trinkets in the game, 2 times over for most of them, because we need one each. And then this wardrobe has a bunch more, like, good cones and trinkets and other things that we like the look of, that we decided to keep, because we think they might be useful. It's very nice decorated, and we're going to sleep so that it's daytime, because we don't want to be going around at nighttime. Okay, so now that we're finished with the inside of the house, we're going to head outside. Moldork is up here. We hid him because he's big and ugly. And scary.
We missed the balcony upstairs.
Oh, we did miss the balcony upstairs. Let's do the upstairs balcony. Ooh, look at this lovely area. We've got a little brazier. We have a couple of little couches or chairs. They're not couches, they're just armchairs. And then down below, there's another little balcony area here with some sign sets. So if you're further away from the house, they don't really render in too far, but you can see the little extra decorations, which Emmy put up. They are beautiful. Now that we're finished with the inside, let's head outside to the mussel sprout farm. This we don't really use too much anymore, which is why they're all super grown. Emmy did it that way so it looks all uniform and nice. But when we do use it, it gives a good yield on the mussel sprouts. It has a beautiful little bridge across, and it has some nice pink lighting chandeliers
to match the
sprouts. How did he get there?
I don't know. I love them. We have 897 mussel sprouts in the storage. I just checked.
897. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of mussel sprouts. And then under the house over here, we have all of our pallets. Well, not all, but a good amount of our pallets. This is for if we're building at the base using the handy nut, so we can pull stuff from the pallets all the way over to wherever we're building. Handy nut's very useful in New Game Plus. And then over here we have another bridge. This just connects the main house entrance all the way over to like the pallets and also over here to the very important room. This is probably the most important thing that you've built so far. Teleporter room.
Ooh.
Another one of Emmy's creations, another beautiful place to be. We have all of the boss trophies that we need in here, as well as teleports to all the different boss locations. We'll take you there very shortly. And then we have a bunch of other teleport locations. We have baskets underneath the floors that have text to tell you where the teleporter goes, as well as a little sign frame behind that tells you kind of, just by looking at it, where the teleporter goes. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory. Some of them, like the Broodmother, don't even have their own sign set, so you need to use a silly little frisbee. And then if we come over here, we have a second teleporter room with even more teleports. In total, we have, I think, 18 different teleports. So that is 1.8 million raw science if you add it all up, because all of them have a teleporter on the other side. And then we also have all of the tier 4 weapons in here. Every single different tier 4 weapon skin is on the wall. There is, 28 different tier 4 weapons in total. We have every single one of them. Obviously, we have a bunch more in our inventories that we use. But, yeah, some burgle rugs for decorations. The lights are all the same. It's a very, very similar theme to everywhere else, keeping it consistent. Let's start with the Java-matic teleporter, because this is where we teleport when we need to go to New Game Plus, obviously, if we need to do the Java. This is another beautiful area that Emmy has built. It is lovely. We have a couple trophies here that we activate when we need to do the Java-matic for extra damage. We also have a fountain for water. We have a bed to set our respawn. And we have the Empanadust, which was Emmy's genius idea, to hold off the dust mites and their infused attacks during the final defense, because it counters the dust attacks with Dust Guard. There's a few little planter boxes for more decoration, and overall, a beautiful little build, and everything we need to take down the Java, which is currently built with a bunch of rubbish, but you guys don't want to see that, it's a mess. Right, here we have a basic little teleporter that just goes to the ASL in the pagoda. This is just quicker than going to the Oak Lab if we want to de-dupe stuff using the ASL, or spend molars, or do anything with our 1.26 million raw science that we don't need. If anyone needs a loan, just let me know. We're happy to loan out the 1 million. Next up, we have the anthill. Nothing too crazy here. We have another small little hut with some stuff to boost your damage and your loot. And then this is where I would usually farm trinkets from the red ants if we're trying to get good cones. As you can see, we've killed a few. We have 4,000 kills and 500 soldier kills, so about 5,000 red ants in total. And we have a little thing built around here to try and hold them in, although it doesn't work very well, to be honest. But yeah, it's a pretty basic build, nothing too crazy, but it's very, very useful. Let's head to the next area. Next up, we have the Broodmother. We have a little teleporter here to a little Broodmother-based room with the Broodmother furniture, the trophy, another bed in case we want to reset our spawn. We don't typically use it too much, though. We have a bunch of BLTs in here. We have spider sliders in case we need those. And we have the stuffed Broodmother, which we use from time to time. There is one small problem with this build, though, Emmy, isn't there?
Yeah, the scream sometimes damages stuff.
And it destroys the stuffed stuff and like some of the sconces. It's really annoying, and it's not ideal, but there's not really much we can do because we kind of had to build like pretty close by. So yeah, I wish they would have it so it didn't damage stuff outside of the arena. That would be nice.
Yeah, you didn't show them her fancy decoration.
Her fancy decoration? You're talking about her booty wreath on her booty? Yeah.
We made her fancy.
She's very fancy.
It just fits perfectly, okay?
It does fit perfectly, yeah. Right, of the infected Broodmother next. This one's a very interesting one. We have another similar area. We have moldy hoagies, boss sauce and toast. We got the fountain, the petal bed, and then a little outside area with the trophy. Over here we have the stuffed version, which is for the extra loot look, as well as the mushroom planters again. If you wanted to go down and fight her, you kind of just jump off here. And then if you were trying to get back out, we have a staircase that goes up over here, which makes it very easy to escape the arena. Up next, we've got the Mantis. This one's a little tight fit, but we've got the kebabs, we've got the boss sauce and toast, the Mantis mount, and then like the Mantis lights as well, with the stuffed version outside. And that leads straight into the pipe, straight into the Mantis boss fight. And then for the final boss, we have the Wasp Queen area. This one's kind of more like a little house. It's got a little fireplace. It's got the mount that we need. It's got a little upstairs area as well with the sign set. We've got Wasperolls and Waspidotes. couple of chairs on a balcony, and some BBQ medleys for summoning the Wasp Queen. And if we head outside, we also have a stuffed Wasp Queen that we activate in order to get more luck in the boss fight. Next up, barbecue spill. This one again, a little basic hut with a chest with some trinkets in for collecting charcoal. One of them actually has the quickness, although our hammers do also have the effect on as well for the sizzle immunity, which is pretty useful if we're collecting charcoal. This is one that Emmy really wanted because she does the charcoal collecting all the time, every 5 days, and we literally have ash walls everywhere because of it, and hundreds of charcoal. We also have a little staircase up here that goes all the way over to the Milk Molar location for when we do New Game Plus, as well as to get up here for the other Milk Molar location. So, a pretty nice build. Let's go to the next area. Next up, we have a little area for our plank and stem collection. This is over by the picnic table sandbox area. This is where Emmy said we should do it, and it's the best area, I think, in the map for collecting both weed stems and grass planks. More so weed stems. There's a lot of them over here, and this is where we come if we need them. As you can see, plenty of pallets set up for both the grass and the weed stems for when we need to bring them home. We can just relocate the entire pallet with us, and it's very easy to maneuver. And up next, we have our zip tower. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why have you got a zip tower? We built this before they added teleporters. This is in the upper yard near the Ladybird lava cave right here on a little island. And there's a bounce tower that comes all the way up here. There's bounce webs all the way up. And as you can see, we have a bunch of zip lines all across the map. Some of them have been destroyed, the ones that we don't need. But the ones that we do need are still intact, and we still use them to get to certain areas of the yard where the teleporters don't really get us to. If there's somewhere we need to be, like where the sprigs are near the hedge, for example, we don't really have a teleporter near that, so we'll just take a zip line and drop off partway through. We do have some pallets up here as well, in case we need to build anything nearby. But this place isn't as useful as it once was. And then finally, we get to check out my build. Everything you've seen so far, Emmy built, apart from the sap farm. But this is what I built. Finally, I did something useful in this world. We have the wonderful, amazing, fantastic museum. Well, I can't really say that. What do you think of it, Emmy?
You can. It's wonderful, amazing, and fantastic.
I agree. So this is our wonderful museum that we have built. We have a bunch of different exhibitions showing off a bunch of different stuff in the game. So we've got the tier 1 stuff over here. Then we got the Brood Mother with the armor and the weapon included, and any sign sets that I thought were relevant, as well as like some spiders and stuff like that. We have the Mant, we have the Mantis, we have the Wasp Queen. I gave them all different poses as well, make sure they were unique as possible. The Infected Brood Mother, we have regular spiders over here. We have the tier 3 creatures over here. And you'll notice I tried to use different coloured lights on every exhibit as well to make it as unique as possible. More infected creatures over here. We have each of the ant queens here with little ant faces that we put as windows in the walls. And then we lit them up with a bunch of sconces to make them look the right colours. I think these came out really, really well, actually. The fire ant as well is over here, and then we have the Termite King and a little underwater section too, which is supposed to be kind of like they're on like a little thing on top of the water, and then all the creatures that are underwater are underneath them. And then when we move towards the center, Emmy did build this side of the museum here, which is a little flying sort of section. So we have an area for the bees here that Emmy decorated so wonderfully, and then we have these little areas for the moths as well, which was done by Emmy, and we have a little bridge, which you can see there's a bunch of like fireflies in the middle, with clovers, and sprigs, and water, and gnats, and all sorts of stuff everywhere. It's a beautiful little like decorative garden thing, and then over here we have another moth, with another sort of similar room, and then finally I decorated this room, which is a little mosquito restaurant. It's a mosquito-ront.
They serve really good cake here.
And then on this right side, right here, we have a little area that I built, which is kind of like a petting zoo. I'm actually going to switch out of HandyNat for this, so we can go in here. We have a little petting zoo area, so I have 2 of every single pet in the game inside of here. We have a little climbing frame, we have a basketball thing, we have some fridges with the food for all the different pets. And then some water things that have no water in anymore. They
They
used to
have
be
water
full
for
of
me.
water. Oh, really? They have nothing for
It
me.
might just be a visual glitch.
Yeah, it's a visual glitch. Shocker. And then we have some little water bowls for them here that have nothing in. We have some planters for just some crops. We have the monkey bars. They're just like the real monkey bars. And we also have a slide, which works perfectly and flawlessly, and there's no issues. Go down the slide. Whee! Whee! It's perfect. It's a wonderful slide. Everything's amazing in here. They have so much fun. They're not trapped, I promise.
They're not. They have a great life.
And then finally, every good museum is complete with a gift shop. You need a gift shop in every good museum. So right here, this is where we sell all of the gifts. Wendell Tully's on the till right here, selling them to us. We've got a bunch of different sign sets. We have some stuffed bugs right here. We have the different stuff in the fridges for if you need a snack before you leave. We've got ourselves a bunch of different goofy armor. Those burglar eyes don't render in from very far away. That is not ideal, but yeah. Bunch of different armor, some candles as well if you want to take a candle home for your grandma after you visit the museum, some firework launchers, some pots, some statues, everything you could ever want in a museum, including Yoked Girth. He's the most expensive thing here. He's a big boy.
Beautiful.
And I think that's everything in the museum by the looks of it, right? I don't think I missed anything.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think that is everything in the world, right? I don't think we've missed anything.
There's just like some random little bridges here and there that we used before teleporters became it. Oh, what about all the gum stuff? I guess we didn't really.
Oh, yeah, we can go and look at the gum stuff. How do we get there?
And then there's like a gum in there that you can go for.
Gum number 1 in the picnic table, yeah.
And then you drop down kind of carefully.
Kind of carefully.
That you can go up this one.
And she built a beautiful, wonderful bridge here to go and get the second piece of gum that you can go up and collect. There's shovels at every single one of them as well, because she's dedicated like that.
And then there's this one, which is just easy to get.
This one right here, absolutely. And then you're going to head into the haze direction next, right?
Well, there's one here still.
Oh yeah, there's this other bridge right here that takes us up to another gum that we can get. Look at this wonderful craftsmanship. Beautiful. And then a shovel with every single one as well. It's level 9 so that you can break it as quickly as possible. After a short travel from the picnic table, we make it to the haze where the next piece of gum is right here. There's a little bit of scaffolding and a little bridge, and we have the gum up there. That one you can break without building, but it just looks nicer that way. Makes it more cohesive.
You don't have to do the jump and hit with your shovel.
Exactly. There is another piece of gum next to the mixer here, which we have a lovely little staircase to that you can get up to nice and easily. And then if we head over in this direction, we actually do have a little bridge here that bridges across the ravine. But before we go across the bridge, there's 2 more pieces of gum up here. And we go back down and across the bridge, and we go up. And there's another staircase up to another piece of gum up here. The green shield bug's just chilling out. He's having a good time. Probably about to destroy everything, because he's not very cool. And now that even more creatures have been dealt with, we can head even further along this way. And there is yet another little bridge staircase thing up to another piece of gum, which actually hasn't respawned yet. And
I don't think this gum likes this situation, because it just actually doesn't respawn anymore.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, but it's weird. Like, I didn't really do anything to it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's causing it to not respawn, honestly.
I think that is everything on our world. If we take our regular Channel 1 teleporty, as soon as it's placed down, it teleports us back to the base every single time. That's what we use Channel 1 for, just a basic base teleporter. And then I can never break my own teleporty, so I have to get Emmy to do it for me. But that is everything on our world. That is a final tour of our base. The conclusion of the world, most likely, unless they release some big mega patch, which is very unlikely. It is the final tour for the base for this world. We hope you've enjoyed. 500 days, this is where you end up at, I guess, when you've played the game for that long. We have some insanely good gear, and we have a beautiful base, thanks to Emmy's amazing building skills. So, yeah. Thank you very much for joining me on not just the world, Emmy, but this video as well. I really appreciate it.
Of course, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, always. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like on it, and we'll see you in the next Grounded video. Have a great rest of your day.